Good morning. How you doing?
Good. What's your name?
Darlene Bennett.
And who are you here to see today?
Dr. Reese.
Okay. You can have a seat. We'll be right with you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Bennett?
Hi, how you doing? Good, good. Get an autograph.
Listen, it's okay. You're making the biggest step by just pushing past your fears and your...
Come in. Okay, hey, Mr. Bennett. Good to see you
Doc.
again.
How you doing?
Mrs. Bennett, I presume?
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you
All right.
too.
All right, Mr. Bennett, so yeah, thank you for coming back. Well, I know you were here the other day. What brings you back in?
First of all, Doc, I want to apologize to you for the other day for me storming out of the room. It was just, oh my God, it was just mind baffling just to know that I'm coming in here to get this test done. So
Yeah.
I owe you an apology for storming out the room. I mean, you just have the best interest for me to help me live my life a little bit longer. So
Yeah, no, I mean, apology accepted. I think your reaction, it's a very common reaction for men when they're dealing with this topic. So, I totally understand, and I appreciate the apology. Thank you.
So after doing this, after going home and talking to my wife,
Yeah.
we know that the internet and media social network and so a lot of things, and I really went deep into this, and I jotted some general questions down. And one of the questions was, I feel fine, I don't feel bad. How can you for the prostate,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the crazy things about prostate cancer is that most men in early stages of prostate cancer, they don't have any symptoms, they don't feel bad, they feel completely normal. But that's when we want to catch the cancer at an early stage, because then we can still treat it and we can still cure it at that point. If we wait until you have symptoms, if we wait until there's blood in your urine or you're losing weight or you have decreased appetite, if we find prostate cancer at that stage, oftentimes it's too late and we can still treat it, but we can't cure it anymore. So the goal is really to find the cancer at an early stage, and at that stage you wouldn't have any symptoms. You wouldn't feel any differently than you normally do.
What does the prostate do?
So the prostate, it's an organ that sits right below the bladder, and the main thing it does is it makes most of the semen. So, when you have sex and you ejaculate, most of the semen that comes out, most of that is made by the prostate.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does what is the PSA?
Yeah, so the PSA test, that's probably the most common test that we order to check for prostate cancer. It's a simple blood test. All you have to do is go to the lab and get your blood drawn. PSA stands for prostate-specific antigen, which is a protein that's made only by the prostate. And we know that PSA levels are elevated in men that have prostate cancer. So if you have that blood test checked and your results come back high, that's when we might need to do some additional tests to check to make sure that you don't have prostate cancer.
You have any questions?
Well, I just want to know about there's so many men, it seems like they're just happening once they get older, particularly black men. What do we know about prostate cancer? When's the cure coming?
Yeah, so there's a lot we do know and there's a lot we don't know about prostate cancer. If we do find prostate cancer at an early stage, there are treatments that we can give you that would cure you. So we do have a lot of treatments that can cure prostate cancer.
Okay.
We don't know exactly why prostate cancer forms. We know that it's the most common cancer that's diagnosed in American men. And it's particularly common in African American men, about twice as common in African American men compared to Caucasian men.
Why is that?
People have done a lot of work in understanding that. Nobody really understands why. There are some ideas as to why that might be the case, but nobody knows for sure. But again, we do know that if we find the cancer early, there are many treatments that we can give that should be able to cure the cancer for you and eliminate it entirely.
So just regular testing will be able to detect it early, and then sounds like most of the men aren't going to the doctor. That's what it sounds like to me. If you can catch it early and it's curable, sounds like men.
Yeah, so the goal is always to catch it early, and in men, if we can catch it early, it's very treatable and curable. Where we do oftentimes run into trouble is men that don't get checked and they present with a later stage of disease, then we can try and slow it down, but we can't often cure it at that point.
What are some of the treatments?
So it does somewhat depend on the stage of the disease. If we catch it early, oftentimes it would be a surgery or a radiation treatment, which would treat the cancer and hopefully eliminate it. Some cancers we catch so early and they don't appear to be terribly dangerous cancers that we can just monitor those cancers. So we don't even need to treat it, we just monitor it, and if it doesn't show any signs of getting worse, we can leave it be. Sometimes, and we don't want this to be the situation, but if we find a more advanced cancer, then we can give you some treatments, often hormonal treatments that will slow the cancer down. They might not cure it, but they would slow it down at that stage. But as I said before, the goal is to find it early when we can still cure it. That's what we're hoping.
All the more reason for you to be here. I'm so glad you're here.
And, you know, Doc, you know, as you know, thinking about this, you know, I'm a healthy guy, I work out a lot. Is there any way that you can help prevent this, or is there such a thing?
Yeah, so exercise is very important for many aspects of your health. We do think that exercise and a healthy diet probably decrease your risk of prostate cancer somewhat, but even those things can't 100% of the time prevent prostate cancer. So those, healthy activities like that will lower your risk, but they don't eliminate the risk entirely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just glad you're here. Well, one more thing. I mean, wives, inquiring wives want to know. Early detection, curing it, and we can just still be a happily romantic married couple.
Yeah, oftentimes yes. Most of the time, yes.
Okay. All right,
once again,
Passion
I
Flower.
apologize. I apologize to you, and Doc, I made the decision that I do want to get this test done because I see how important it is for me and my health. So
Okay, so what we would do today would be the rectal exam, so I can examine the prostate, and then we'd send you down to the lab to get the PSA blood test done.
Okay.
If you're on board with that.
Okay.
So let me just wash my hands, and we'll do that exam, and then we'll get you on the way. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
This is good. You made a really nice improvement. Early detection. Information power. All those things. You're going to be all right.
Okay, just gotta grab some gloves. All right. So what I need you to do, I know that this is a part you haven't been looking forward to, but we'll make it quick and easy, is I just need you to stand up, and if you don't mind dropping the pants down, and then I just need to quickly put my finger in your bottom to check the prostate, okay?
Okay.
All right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey,
Hey, babe.
hey, this. I'm sorry for all that I did. What I said, I was angry, I was upset about this whole thing.
It's okay, babe.
Will you forgive me?
Of course. Already forgiven.
Thank you for going to the doctors with me.
Where else would I be? I want you to live.
Yeah, I see. Will you forgive me?
Of course I forgive you, tipsy man.
Oh, man, yeah, it's good. It's all cool.
I mean, I can't say I don't like you like this.
Oh, man. Thank you for being a very supporter to me. I love you.
I love you too. I love you so much. I feel like we need to finish this upstairs.
Oh, let's go.